damage from him. Just in general, they've got plenty of ways to kill the Enchantress in the mid game, but Newbee will pick up a Weaver. And now running a dual core and Stampede, this is not an easy game to decide who to doom.
Yeah,
which is
the Weaver TA
I speak for the trees.
very
Newbees, turn
hard to decide who to
that
do.
was a little awkward. Oh, Sylar Ember Spirit.
Crossburst.
Yeah, and he's not getting away either. Not with Stampede. Your Lions basically got a Blink Dagger before he actually picks it up. TA is going to be jumping on you. This is... It's also interesting because they're running the Sylar on the Ember Spirit. Not something I've seen him play before.
I have.
I think it's his first game, at least in a competitive match, but...
Asked Brian.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already looking it up.
The Prophet does provide them with tank up for
10
the
seconds
Shaman's
remaining.
experience, so that increases their pushing power. I just
5
feel about this
seconds
here.
remaining.
Against the lineup that Newbee have, Bertie and Sen. Like the Prophet. Gonna TP in.
Prepare for battle.
This is the first time I see a Chinese team.
This
lose.
is, yeah, it's like the, like you said, like the Ohio Prophet.
This is like the ceiling, like.
Yeah, he's waiting like as long as possible on his way out, just to ensure that get that few extra seconds.
He needs to get out now.
I think they did. They just see him.
They did.
Well, now they definitely. Oh, now they saw him. They get off a body block here. Maybe can get in range for an impale, and Hao is doing it. Stop canceling the body block. Sangshang will find the impale, but can they actually bring him down? I don't think so.
There's no way. There's no way.
But they do a lot of damage to him.
He can just go back to the base and heal with his teleport.
Well, he used to tango anyway, just to make sure he lives.
But Enchantress,
30 seconds.
usually you
to
would
battle.
see.
Yeah.
None of them taking. None of them actually single.
That's very unusual, actually. I guess it's been a while since a team has run Enchantress, so maybe just not expecting LGD to be so aggressive to punish it.
Yeah, you forget the old ways. Usually they save
But-
up 200 gold, just in case they need sentries.
But they can also
The
just look
battle
towards going
begins.
aggressive, which may be the plan here, so we'll see if Banana wants to rotate. For now, LGD defending the bottom rune, but it will spawn top, and it's an invis for Sangshang. With that, we can run through the lineups real quickly. He'll be playing the Lion for Newbee here. Remember, Newbee leading this best of 3 1-0. They already took game 1, though the score indicator doesn't reflect that. Hao on the Weaver. You've got Banana waiting in his jungle. He's about to be sorely disappointed. That puts him on to the Templar Assassin, and last but not least, Rabbit will be handling the Centaur. And meanwhile, mid for LGD, there will be a jump early on Sylar. They can remove this Flame Guard, but in the meantime, it's doing quite a bit of damage. And they bring in more reinforcements from Rabbit. Sylar's going to walk right near him. Then the Wisp comes in and tries to turn this, and they're trying to bait him in a bit farther. Now they spring the trap with the impale, the stun, and a few right clicks. Sylar may fall to this aggression. Can they finish him? He's low, not dead, and Rabbit's diving for it. He's overextended. It's First Blood the other way. He goes down to a creep, but First Blood will go to LGD.
And that poor man
That
should
was
save his
not
life.
expected.
That poor man should save his life.
You could see the idea there with Newbee for sure, which is let's have Centaur bait, then Fangshang will get off the stun, and we go from there. And they even told Angel Eye dropping that ward top, so they might have expected there's not a ward that way, but
Yeah.
over aggressive.
That was just saved by the poor man. Man should did a lot of work. Usual situation with the Ember Spirit going to normal, should keep it fire.
That was a burn.
Yeah, but and this build does delay your bottle a bit in general, but with the First Blood going his way, Sylar will have one
saved
very
his
quickly.
Life. I think he's quite
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah, that's the reason why we don't normally see it though. But in this case, Banana tried to make his way into the Radiant Jungle, but there's pursuit inbound. Angel Eye's here. And Newbee, give up a First Blood, give up a secondary kill. They've got their entire jungle blocked. The Enchantress is getting nothing. And they're already in an uncomfortable position. Well, Faith will shackle up Rabbit. He takes a lot of damage bottom lane with the Boots first build. The creeps actually hurt quite a bit. No Stout Shield yet, though he is going to buy it from the side shop now.
Team looks like this Enchantress. saving up the 200 gold sentries. He's gonna resort to pulling, I guess. There's no way he can go, and he can't even go to the enemy jungle. Just has to wait for the sentries to just expire soon, so gonna be the next 3 minutes, then start farming. Probably you try to smoke now. Try to get something done.
Yeah, but he's smoking without a creep. It's a pretty underwhelming gank.
Right click. Plus the centaur, if they catch any of the support, get a kill for sure.
Well, Faith does have his boots already though, so they're gonna have to get in range of him.
Lion has
And I guess they've got the enchant slow.
Lion has boots. Fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Warriors of the
But Faith's in a good position here to potentially get away from this one.
They need to get this kill. Badly needed by them.
Oh, they're looking. Oh, I don't know about Yao. And actually, he reveals the smoke. Now he can retreat out. Sanction goes into the trees. He doesn't go the right direction for this. And in the end, they won't find anything. But I guess Banana gets creeps now, so that's something. His first creep of the game, 3.5 minutes in.
At least they rotated into a better position. That's like the good about this. And Weaver is like the benefit of having Weaver. Like doesn't need to be like a very independent safe lane hero. Don't need to protect him, and you can be much more aggressive with your. So they're gonna pressure here a lot. This level 3. Someone is actually level 4 and almost 5. The Doom is level 3. Yeah. Vastly much higher level than the.
Bottom room, Banana's in trouble. Has the heal, he'll eat his way out of the trees, popping the heal as he retreats.
That actually helped.
Yeah, he had the tango ready, and while they still find him with Sylar's Sleight of Fist, well executed, but can he finish burning him down? Didn't even try for the pursuit, just retreats. But Faith wants to go in, he can't get a range.
I think if he didn't actually drop that Sprout and Sylar just shackles him to get the kill. Sprout actually helped the enchanters more than he actually helped the Ember pulls in.
Yeah, if he was like a split second slower to eat the tree, then maybe the Sprout would have helped, but he was completely ready for that one, and a nice reaction there overall.
For the temple.
Yeah, and top lane, Hao is gonna get a lot of space since the Prophet rotated out of the lane yet again. Curious to see whether he builds into a much more farming oriented build. Has a good start and his team farmed. Not sure if he goes for minus after just goes for items that he can actually fight the bottom lane.
Oh, they missed the crackle on Sanction, but they're still chasing this, and might get the kill regardless as he gets burned down by the Doom, who backs off right as he's about to finish him. He thought he had the kill. Well, he didn't get in the end. Now the Weaver of Hao joins the fray, and Rabbit will be...
death. Uproot you.
They're still continuing fighting with Hao on the Doom. The Doom barely gonna survive that. Hao uses the time lapse, continue chasing Yao. Yao is just gonna survive. I don't think Hao can actually die for this game. He has around 200 HP. Yes, the he's gonna waste his time coming to the bottom lane. He has no mana for Shukuji. Straight swap. He wants to get the kill. Oh dear, Hao is gonna pay for his life, I think. He has no mana at all. He's dead. That's so aggressive.
Uproot and after them.
DOTA is just so weird today after the patch. I crashed a couple.
Fine ready today. Alright, well we're back into it at least, so... Knock on wood that it stays that way for a while.
It's all his fault.
Yeah, it's always Techie's fault.
Dire's bottom tower has
The
fallen.
funny part is in 2 months winter, nobody will care about Techies.
Radiant's top
But
tower
right now,
is under
he's on
attack.
everyone's mind.
They buff or something. Actually,
that might change
Radiant
things a bit.
structures are fortified.
With me.
also side becomes pure damage.
That would be pretty good.
But for now, in situation, I think LGD would be quite happy to actually kill the Weaver after he rotated down to bottom. And Banana is going to be very far behind as well. All looking good for LGD, the jungling, and they're doing what C9 did the other day. They were giving a lot of farm and space spots, like Shaman. Faith is level 6 solo game with Arcane Boots. Almost level 7 at 7. Very, very good experience and goal for the support Shaman. And top lane, they're going to go around in July.
He's already got the phase boot, but they find him Cal, then they stampede into him. That prevents In July from making a quick escape while Hal drives him back into the tree line. He'll try to sprout and TP out for 1 second until he can do it, but I don't think it'll matter. Meanwhile, mid, Moo's gone down to a counter gank, or not a counter gank, a separate gank, I should say, as LGD jump in on the TA, get the kill, and it's a 1-for-1 in the end, but they do get the TA. That's a pretty important kill. Man, that's a really strong nuke, that Ether Shock.
Yeah, he's level 7.
Yeah. You know, it's because they've had the Doom off in the jungle with the Wisp, so he's just had the lane to himself for most of the game.
It's like they are giving more farm to the boss, just like how C9 did. But it's a little bit different how C9 did it. It was like a Prophet and a support of dual offlaning, and the gets like 2 levels and 3 levels, start jungling and leave. But this way LGD is like using the Doom as a jungling. It's something
Dire's middle tower
that,
is
but
under attack.
in a different way, where Doom can still be helpful the levels and plus to get down with it.
And Sylar's got a haste. This is a very scary rune. Looking at his skill build, Winter, this is pretty unusual nowadays. You generally just see a Flame Guard max by level 7, 2 points in Searing Chains, no points in Sleight of Fist. He's gone for 2. That's a very unusual build. But hey, it seems to be working. They get the Doom. No, denied by Moo. Great play from him. Bit easy with that high damage from refraction,
Yeah,
but
just look at Moo's skill directly. Oh,
Dire's
gonna take away all his refraction charges easily. You need more melt so that you can actually burst the Ember down. Ember is really low. That's an agility hero.
man, this is scary. When Sylar's running right towards you with the haste rune, just prep to pounce. But they're not going to go in on that. Instead, top lane, our Nature's Prophet, looking to TP there in July. Wants to get that lane moving the other way, and LGD enjoying a comfortable lead as we hit the 9-minute mark. Up by about 3,000 gold in terms of experience. It's pretty much even, but the mid game is going to belong to them, at least until the Centaur gets his Blink Dagger, and Rabbit's still about 1,000 gold short.
I think they can actually try to go for Rush Runner. That push this wave. But it's 3 Metal Strike, and Chargers just needs to get like 2 creeps and just come and rush with the PA. They are very far behind. They need to get something done so that they at least can catch up a little bit. Weaver doesn't have Midas, he's just putting into items. Aquila trade, not very rich. Everyone is just doing no one is doing particular. Centaur is halfway to his Blink Dagger.
This is a big commitment from Hal, but he's just going to time-lapse out. Wanted to dive on the Wisp, but Sylar was instantly ready with the chains.
With this build, he can maybe be very helpful to his team. Stampede bottom lane. Yao is gonna get stunned. He's gonna go down. No, he's
got Doom in 5 seconds. Might be able to turn this. Fade comes in. The Wisp is gonna arrive as well. Everybody's joining LGD to defend Yao in the bottom lane. And he will end up living. They get 2. They don't lose anyone. And they've got wards.
He waited so long for that storm and he missed it.
Yeah, that's costly. And they're not giving anything up either, because Sylar's defending the top lane. Moo is pushing in mid, but, well, with this DD, he might actually be able to do some good damage to the tower. I think LGD can go for a tier 2 if they want. They've got the Treants as well.
They have the pushing power for sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They can just
Now
take
mid,
this as
relocate on the move. They've got Doom available, and they will get it off on him. Then he's caught by the chains. Sylar on point with his Ember Spirit here today.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He's looking
attack.
really good. And this is one of those heroes that, well, Faith is actually protecting the relocate position as Hal was maybe thinking about a jump in, but yeah, this is not one of those heroes that you can just like play 1 or 2 games and play it really well. But Sylar's hit every single chains. He's doing quite well.
Yeah,
I still think his skill build's weird though.
He's gonna max the slides and points each on his. Yeah, it's really weird that he's built, but it gives him much more, you know, chasing power if he wants. If you go for the usual chains and the spell shield, the flame guard, then you don't have as good chasing power because the cooldown on the slide is very long
Radiant's
at
top
low
tower
levels.
has been denied.
Yeah, it's much more damage if you don't have your shield removed. But, no, they didn't expect. I guess they were hoping for reinforcements from in July, but he's off farming the Ancients and won't be joining them for that. They do go back for a Midas on Yao as well, so we look at LGD up 9-2 and 5k gold, but it's not as though they lack for late game opportunities. They've got Ember Spirit, the Wisp who can buff him up and just help keep him alive for longer in these fights. Doom with the Midas. The Prophet isn't going for much of a late game though. We've seen this from in July. I think twice already, where he just rushes the mech after the phase boots and doesn't go for the multiple null talismans, isn't going for the blade mail, but still can offer his team a lot of regeneration, and this will, especially at the whip, help keep everyone alive in the fights.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a quick mech. He's gonna have it now in 30 minutes, and Newbee is nowhere near that mech. Centaur will probably be the one that builds the mech. He's gonna get his blink first, so his mech will come very long. Very long.
Radiant's bottom
This
tower
should
is under attack.
LGD a much
Dire's
needed
top
advantage
tower
in
is
taking
under
out all these
attack.
towers. I don't think we can defend any of their towers now. I'll take a fight. They're gonna try
Radiant's
to
bottom
rush
tower is
out.
under
That's all.
attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, it's a kind of a slow go here. With no Enchantress there, starting to take a bit of damage, but fresh refraction from Moo will come out, so he can take a few pot shots. And they use the wards on the tier 1. Had they known that this road was going, maybe they would have tried to take 2. But they don't, and now they spread through the enemy woods. LGD will smoke, and they're headed that way, but I think it might be too late. How's joining Moo and trying to help this one out? Banana's now joining the pit as well. It's going to be close. They have Sylar ready to go. He's got the level 4 way to fit. The Roche about to fall. So they jump in for it. Sylar charging forward, but not actually finding anyone to lock down. Yao's got the first kill in the bottom lane. He just picked off the Lion, and now 2 heroes get shredded by Sylar. Looking for more. Newbee's getting engaged. They've got the Aegis up on Moo for the time being. Can they hold him in position and keep MOY alive? Yes, they can. The Wisp of How will fall, and then Moo next. If he drops once, probably going down twice. Maybe not. They don't have the Flame Guard up to burn down his refraction. So Newbee do get their 2 blink daggers.
Still a huge win for them. They took away the Aegis and they killed the Weaver yet again.
Yeah, they did lose Lion, which I mentioned, but he actually died just bottom lane while that was going on.
Yeah, he got doomed. I think.
Well, LGD, sure they gave away the Aegis and the Roche, but they immediately got rid of it. And I still think this is looking quite good for them overall, Winter.
This is definitely looking really good. Newbee has no way of answering the 5-man death ball now. LGD, they are far too behind. I mean, if they try to fight, I think they're gonna just get shredded. They're much behind. They don't have a mech, and a mech on LGD will be very sure in beating them this fight here. They try to do something.
Smoke gets revealed, and in comes the Centaur, gets off the 2-hero stomp, then they finger MMY, he instantly dies, can't even do a thing, but Emperor tries to turn this. He's hasted for the time being, running to and fro on the fight, trying to focus on Banana with Yell. They'll finish off the Enchantress, turning their attention now to Rabbit. They bring him down as well, and How tries to stand and deliver, but Faith lives, needs to Sakuchi back through him again, will get that kill, but maybe goes down for his trouble. Flight of Fist, Series Chase, again Sylar delivers, gets 3 in the end for his team, the tier 2 falling. With no wards, they can't go high ground, but they are really punishing Newbee in these fights. And that was a good initiation from Newbee too.
We were dice again. I mean, they were just too far behind. The mech proved the deciding factor. Is so difficult for them to even. He almost got the Shaman from the start, but the mech actually made it so that the Centaur could get to longer time to kill get him and required the Weaver to chase this. A long time.
Come!
That.
Yeah, and it's just not in Hal's nature to not to fight. It's probably the most aggressive carry in China. He, even if his team is in a deficit, he still wants to take the engagements, and unfortunately he just doesn't have the items that he's accustomed to having in these situations, so just keeps on getting punished and picked off.
I remember Joe saying something in an interview. You're behind if you try to farm your try and take a fight at a good timing when you just bought something and just try to recover the deficit from fight as a carry. You can't outfarm the enemy carry on by too much. I guess that's like sometimes they think that they need to help the team win the fight so that they can actually cover some of the goal deficit. They're just trying to keep farming where they can't even chase right now because they don't even have a Midas on anyone.
Yeah, How is... well, right now he's not trying to fight. He's trying to stall. Cuts off the creep wave top lane, and Yao blinks it, almost doomed him. That was not expected, but How quick on the Sakuchi.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And July is still... he does have a teleport, but not for a second. He self-sprouts, and Rabbit unable to get in range for that. They do connect on an Impale, but that Sprout just didn't blink on top of him, and then the Sprout came out to keep him alive. That was a close call.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They actually don't know he's dead.
No, he's not anymore,
are fortified.
as we're going to see him TP in towards the top side of the map.
But still trying to kill the courier.
Yeah,
Dire's
he's
top
trying to do
tower
any
is
sort
under
of,
attack. Radiant's
you know,
bottom
that
tower has
backline damage
fallen.
he can. Cutting the waves, killing the courier. It's pretty much guerrilla warfare for How at
Dire's
this
top
point.
tower has
Doesn't want to
fallen.
take a head-on fight, that's for sure.
Once in 15 seconds, maybe they just move. They're gonna be able to take this. I don't think they need wards for this tier 2 even. The lane and just take tier 2 and just use wards for the high.
Radiant's
Right
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, the newbie has to try and stop and tier to get a little bit of items. Then maybe they can burst someone down at the fight with a stampede. Run in and try, hope for the best. You kill someone before push comes.
Yao was really looking for a jump here on the top lane, and they do have a relocate plus a Prophet teleport, so anywhere that he goes or the Shaman goes, there's potential. Well, actually, any of those heroes except the Wisp or Prophet, there's potentially 4 heroes joining them in total. So they won't find the opening though, thanks to a good Dire Observer Ward, helping to protect their jungle for now. But the threat is always there from LGD. As soon as I say it. Well, how'd they get off Sakuchi though? I think he's gonna live. Maybe not with the Sleight of Fist. Drum's now thrown out, and remnanting forward is Sylar. That's a long way to dive. He will get the kill. Then the Lion comes in. Sangshung's ready to counter-initiate, and with Rabbit support, they'll end up getting 2. Then they look for Injury. They might be able to turn this, but Sylar wants to jump in and finish off their entire squad. Slight cooling down. Doesn't have that Battle Fury yet. Another Slight, not enough damage. He needs the Searing Chains to come off cooldown, but they're not available. Then stun, double edge ready, but they don't want to use it yet. The ward's almost pretty. Now Rabbit will finish the job. The wards could keep Sylar alive here. He gets he can't survive. Too much damage from Moo. It's a wipe.
She had such a even though after losing one at the start, but the storm by the centaur there saved the day and the relocate. The Wisp got blown up. Jiren didn't really do too much and he died as well. Oh, that was such a good fight by Newbee. They had the vision and a really good setup. They chased too far for the Weaver. Stampede just made LGD committed so far ahead into territory.
Yeah, amazingly they still caught him anyway, the Weaver, but at that point it was just too far to dive.
They chased too far, yeah, that's the problem. They had to chase very far to get that kill.
It almost went differently, but yeah, in the end, great execution now. The concern is that Yao is getting close to his BKB, at which point, like, he can just jump in and not have to worry about getting counter-initiated upon. Not to mention, you do have the Blink on Faith now. LGD still with lots of long-range jump, but once Newbee pick up their next core items, they've got the Moo BKB. That's a big one, so it has to be doomed in these upcoming fights pretty much. Or Blake Hexton chain stun down, but difficult to deal with the TA otherwise. And this is that stage of the game where if TA gets on top of one of your heroes, nobody can live against the meld damage.
Maybe it's time for Frost Armor though. Because if you look at newbie heroes, right clickers is the most damage right now. Iron and the Centaur provide the spell damage, but when you have BKB plus tanking a lot of their damage, die so easily.
Radiant's top
very
tower
little
is under attack.
Very weak against this.
Faith is hunting top, but he's not traveling alone. He's actually got 3 friends ready to join him if need be. And does he find anyone with this Invisor? No, just wore off, and now immediately spotted up by a very convenient Dire Observer Ward that will keep him alive.
Rabbit is going to finish off the mech for his team. Have it soon. But they're gonna have to wait for the next Roshan. This Roshan is gonna spawn at what?
Warriors of the wood.
Like,
This means it could be anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. Or sorry, 0 to 3 minutes. So this is 2 of the 3 marks, so it's 2 minutes.
very quick rush. A long time before they have it for the TA. They will really want to get it for the TA before the next push comes to the high ground.
If they can get that and then get the Desolator for Moo, then you get to the point where, yeah, you can doom the TA, but then she comes back for her second life with the BKB and can just shred your team. So it's important for LGD to at least contest this Rosh and get something in exchange if they let Newbee take it. And ideally, don't let them take it at all. It's not really, the Weaver's not too much of a threat though.
They need to remove this tower though, LD. so that they can actually contest the Roshan. Too.
And they've got the same ideas as you, Winter. They're headed there now with the level 2 wards up on Faith. This tower is going to be hard to defend once the wards go
Dyer's
down.
middle tower is
And he's
under
thinking
attack.
about jumping in, but maybe they don't even need the wards to get this. We see Newbee just reluctant to leave.
Dyer's middle tower
They do have a
has
trap in the
fallen.
Roach pit, so they know they're not
Radiant's
giving up a
bottom
Roshan
tower
right
is
now.
under attack.
And LGD will take a free tower and then back off.
And the Ember can steal back to middle. They want to fight around that area. Prophet Wiz is actually going to just... I don't really feel like the Wiz and Ember reload the area as something like Bandy.
And he's also just squishy against TA because and Weaver. I mean, you mentioned his low armor on the laning stage, and it is a bit better now, but it's still only 6 armor. Against TA, you're sitting at 0.
If Weaver latches the box on you, plus
Double damage.
all your armor is basically gone as Ember.
Yeah, he'll already be at -2 from a single meld. That's before Desolator, and that's before the
I'm
Swarm.
feeling Ghost Scepter is actually a good item on the Ember this game. That he can self-save. Okay, and just continue lighting spell damage or slight chains coming on. But that's sweet.
And that's where Newbee are going to be glad they have some magic damage. They have Finger of Death on the Lion.
Full roots and
They have
rise.
plenty of nuke damage from Rabbit, so as long as those two can get the Ember, then the Ghost Scepter alone may not be enough, but it certainly will help against the TA. And LGD will end up taking the Roshan. This is spotted, but Newbee just do not feel confident on engagement.
Roshan has
They give
fallen
Sylar
to
an
the
Aegis,
Radiant.
and he gets a lot scarier with this.
He's 3k gold. Just one. Since he hasn't gotten anything, probably just gonna be straight $8. Gets beef.
Oh god. Move's being caught up bottom lane. The Stampede's not going to save him. It was attempted, but the Doom Shackles Hex, just too much lockdown and burst to kill him.
It's way more for the next walls. They push. Oh, middle.
Oh, Shang called out. Now Remnants is upon. And Sylar will find that kill. Now relocated some more reinforcements. You don't have the wards, though, so they won't be able to easily take the tower, but they can still pressure it quite a bit. And this will force out a
Dyer's
glyph.
structures
Shaman
are
jumping forward,
fortified.
looking for Rabbit, does get the Hex off, but can't follow that up too much. Then Rabbit just turns it around. He comes in with the double edge to stomp on 2 once again, but Sylar stands his ground against this, and even looks to go forward. They lose the Shaman. The Weaver and TA, Sylar's diving deep as hell for this. He's got a little backup from Yao, but no Doom for the time being, so Yao is forced to run away, but might end up going down. Meanwhile, Sylar, oh, he's pulled his team into a terrible position as the Wiz tries to keep him in fighting shape. Popping the Urn Charge, healing him for a time, but move, leaps forward again. Not enough with the melt shot. The Wisp really helping to limit the damage through the overcharge, but I think MMY is going to have to just leave him. Sylar, maybe one more Sleight of Fist. Nope, now he's still being pursued by Hal. And the trap's here to slow him down. He's going to zip away, though, to the north. And then heads to the right. He doesn't have a TP scroll, though, so he's going to have to keep on moving. He's got a Remnant in about 5 seconds' time, and they even pop a Stampede just to keep in pursuit. The trap's going to show him out again. He can go towards the pit. The Remnant's traveling there. He could just make it down the low ground after this Aegis, but not if they chain stun him perfectly. Oh, the stop's there. He doesn't have a chance. Sylar goes down. Perfect execution from Newbee. And a very over-aggressive maneuver from Sylar cost him, the Doom, and the rest of his team no lives.
Was really Sylar. That's how I kinda expected it, but it's Sylar. Sylar GG.
If that's like Orpling, this level of farm, I think he could get away with it, but Ember's a little more finesse than a hero like Morphling. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the downside of having the Aegis. It actually cost him his life. That's how ironic is that? You have an extra life, but it costs you
The
your
poor man's shield.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they probably should have done that, or even given like the bottle to a teammate or something.
Yeah. Last fight. Yes. Lost all of their cores. Went down. Going for much more of a speed. Yes, Mac is really like. Yes, Mac has blade mail. Yes, and what?
He's like all over the place. He's like, a little bit of team fight, a little bit of split push, a little bit of tank, and now he's going Necro Book.
This is the true meaning of utility.
Yes, this is every possible application of utility. Support, carry, tank, he's got it all. Yeah, and split push. He fits 4 roles at least.
Right.
And LGD tried to push in. They go for another Sleight of Fist with Sylar. Just chip damage.
Warriors of the
But
wood.
this is a scary time to be pushing in. Moves about, hunted up a double damager, and he's also got the BKB ready. But they gotta doom him. If they don't doom him and he gets the jump, it's just gonna be assassination time, and Fade is the first target down. Hal leaps into the fray. Rabbit's focused down for the time being, and Doom's still a... Well, UTA not wanting to jump, so they just lose the Centaur, then they Sleight of Fist, Series changes 2 heroes, How and Moo, still biding their time and waiting, and in July's the one to overextend here. The Prophet falls, they already lost the Shaman in that initial jump. So now a 2-for-1, and the trap means that they might look for more. That was without the double damager or the BKB from the TA even being used. Like, LGD are just forcing it too much.
I think it was already fine from the start when the Shaman traded for Centaur, then the Prophet and then become a bad trade after that.
Sylar's being pursued and Singshung on the hunt. Sylar now gets off the chains, but he can't really kill Hao, he can just force him back. And now they're looking at a tier 1 mid. I can't believe it's still up, but they've been able to hold this until now. But that might change. Oh, double damage on Moo, that's gonna purge off his double... the Doom on Moo is going to purge off his double damager. Now the chase begins, and he's got nothing to keep him safe if they get off the stun. Sylar looking for it. He will get the Sleight of Fist, but not the Searing Chains. Then comes back in with the Remnant, and will tick him down with the damage over time on the other side of the play. It tries to fight, but just gets assassinated, and Hal stands. Time lapses out. Now leads the retreat to the south. LGD in hot pursuit. They've got Searing Chains soon. Just actually ready now, but they've got to find Hal, who's coming back in. Rabbit arrives and delivers a beautiful sub, but it's the follow-up there. Can't really find it, and they end up losing 4. Now it's Banana's turn to go down. It's going to be a team wipe the other way. Banana caught up by chains, and slowly, very slowly, but surely, they will get the kill.
Oh
boy.
Looked really good on 3 heroes.
Dire's bottom
but they didn't
tower
have enough
is under
damage to
attack.
kill.
This is where, like, if the TA doesn't get doomed in that fight, if she's not in a position where they can jump her, I think they win fights like that. But losing the TA, it's the vast majority of their sustained damage. It's just a Lincoln Sphere on your Weaver. Doesn't really do much.
Are fortified.
That needs the best Doom. The highest net worth on the MMA team. The highest net worth.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very difficult to deal with when you're just out of the fight.
Yeah,
Dire's
really
middle
sucks.
tower has
Really sucks
fallen.
to be played against him. And
Dire's
if they had a
middle
farmed
tower
Weaver,
are under attack.
I think it would be different. But
We were talking about having 3 cores that you need to doom each of them, but now he doesn't even need Weaver. The Weaver barely does much damage.
Dire's middle
He just needs to doom
barracks
the TA,
has
because the TA is the most
and on the back of that
Dire's
fight,
middle
Sylar's got
barracks
Daedalus.
has fallen.
He's picked up the Chrysalis. He's got the money to complete the next item, and leaving him a little bit in the bank afterwards. By the way, in July has decided to go back for Mjolnir, so does not build towards the Necro book with that early belt of Giant Strength, but just sits on it for the stats for now. And this is going to be really nice to throw on the Doom in the upcoming team fights.
Yeah, definitely. With all the Weaver having double procs, Gemini attack, your static buff.
Double the chance for that lightning proc the other way.
And,
No, he's Doom, man. He doesn't need luck. He just needs to press the button. The delete the hero button.
delete the hero button, you're out of the fight instantly. But for now, I think that they still have the same plan. They need to jump in with the center and just hopefully take out someone immediately and just try to fight from there. The Weaver has nothing else, right? Yeah, just very far away from his Desolator.
He's just too poor. I mean, it just goes back to those earlier fights where Hal he tried to help the team and just died a few too many times. He's just struggled to find his farm since then.
The fight was lost, but he got kills.
Yeah, that's I feel like Hal and Havost remind me a lot of each other. They just always want to fight, you know. And sometimes it's the right thing to do, sometimes it's not, but you can always count on them to be aggressive.
Aggression is a much greater reward nowadays.
It worked, man. He won TI, you know. Overall, it was very effective, but once in a while you do have a game like this.
They control
Radiant's
direction.
middle tower is under attack.
Now the push comes through
Radiant
bottom.
structures are fortified.
And they have the wards ready to go. Faith's in position with the rest of the team. How will go for the trade though? He'll take the toward mid, but LGD have their eyes set on a bigger objective. That's going to be their second lane of Rex. And Yao is ready to jump in. Faith will get the wards out quickly. They throw the Mjolnir buff onto Yao. The static charge is now up. And they've got a difficult choice ahead of them. Do they actually try to... They actually try to fight LGD here. They are cleaning up the wards, slowly but surely. Another slight through, cleaning up the creeps. Still not committing.
Centaur just took 600 damage from that 2 slides.
And a hasted Sylar is in pursuit once again. They'll head back towards mid, but they have the rest of the team waiting bottom. No, now they retreat. They see the Rosh up, and it looks like LGD want to claim this again. With a fresh Aegis on Sylar, they can really force the issue top or bottom.
They just need to wait for the next cooldown of the wards yet again, and Prophet will just make sure that all the lanes are pushed, so that it's very difficult for Newbee to deal with all the push at once and get Roshan when the bots are very systematic now. Race, nothing funny.
No funny business.
Yeah, it's shiny. They expect
Oh no, there's been some funny business this game.
fun business.
I don't know, it's a lot of action.
Funny
There wasn't like
business-
one moment.
The only funny business was the Prophet taking get level 1 and doing C-style warding.
Oh, that was just a smart play, man. LGD do work on the rush now. Their whole team clustered up, but they'll back off for some D-warding, and at long last they get an item on the Weaver on the side of Newbee. This is Desolator. Could be a big item in this one. And now they jump in. Rabbit looking for Sylar in the pit. The Shivas get thrown up by the Doom, and Sangsheng is the one being focused down. The relocate is going to bring them onto the other side of the fight, where Mu is, well, trying to fight this one out, but still doomed and isolated. Can't really get much going. Well, Sylar just cleaves through him. Keeps on slashing him with that big bad sword. And now Sylar will clean them up. 4 heroes fall in the end. And everybody forced to retreat. Banana brought down. A triple kill for Sylar. And with that samurai sword, he'll finish the Roshan and look to put this to a game 3.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Didn't even miss.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him miss a single change this game.
Didn't.
Gracious.
Apart from not having team.
I'd still like love to talk about the skill build and see what his reasoning is, because you don't see anyone else doing that build nowadays. I don't think I've seen it since the patch.
Is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
And he's playing it as a position.
Dire's
1.5
bottom
heals
barracks
slot.
are under
Gonna be
attack.
slightly this much damage. That's the reason.
Well, the Shiva's is thrown out as a warning sign for LGD. Takes the Rax bottom lane. That's their second of the game. Sylar is the one being focused right now by Newbee, but he's kept alive by his Wisp. Momoya is in position to help keep him safe. And now Sylar finds another kill. It's a monster kill streak for him. Slowly working the Enchantress. GG. He ends it with a godlike streak. And LGD come back and force to decide in
Dire's
game
middle tower is under
3.
attack.
Well done by them.
This game was very well played from the start. The way they distributed the more farm. The key thing was they gave Shaman a very level. I remember 7 minutes he was arcane boost, like 800-700 gold, halfway through playing arcane boost. So farm on the support Shaman. 7 minutes.
Yeah, that was just down to their farm distribution, like you said.
And at that point, the end was like level 3, level 4 because of terrible start they had on. And you were talking about what the heck, the Shaman just went up at level 7, shocked the Enchantress one time, and he was like half HP.